Hi and welcome back to Quin Wha Pa Creations tutorial videos. Today I'll be demonstrating how I make the Loom Weave bracelets with a square stitch that I have adapted from the regular square stitch. I've made several of these and they turned out real nice, and I really like the way the Loom Weave looks on these bracelet blanks. If you haven't watched my video on my Loom Weave square stitch, you might want to check out my channel, a stitch I adapted. I'm be using Nymo size 0 nylon thread, John James Sharp beading needles, size 11, and size 10 Delica. They fit real good on the bracelet blanks. Bracelet blanks I have these available. If you want to, if you're interested, just email me. I have used soft leather and just kind of attach it to the back of the bracelet blank with the Elmer's glue, just to stabilize it and keep it on there while I'm working with it. Cut the leather just over the edge of the bracelet blank, and I kind of eyeball it where I want to start the center. And to start the bracelet, you just go down in the middle. Glue didn't stick too well, but start the bracelet going down so that you're in the position to start the overlap. I put on 9 beads that fits right across the blank, and this will be my base row. Overlap stitch that first base row and attach it to the bracelet. And we'll go back down through the leather right where you want the next row to start. You'll be on the inside to start that overlap stitch. To start the Loom Weave, the first thing I do is use 2 beads, go back through 2 beads on the base row, and that creates that square, and go back through those 2 beads and be in the right place to continue on with the row. Then I add 1 bead, but I go back through 2 on the base row and go through 1 bead prior and the bead I added on. Creates that square, and I just continue that row, adding 1 bead, going back through 2 on the base row and through the prior bead and the bead I added, creating that square and attaching that row to the base row. Finishing that row, you'll overlap and go up through the leather, right where that row is, attaching it to the bracelet. Each row is to be attached to the bracelet separately. Go back through the leather, right where you want the next row to start. So you'll be on the inside of the bracelet, ready for the overlap. And you continue on with your design until the end. And then when you get to the end, when you have only 1 row left to finish, when I do the end, I will decrease 1 bead so that it gives it a rounded look, because I don't like the squared off look. So just go through 2 beads, skipping that first bead, giving it that rounded look. Continue on till the end, and then decreasing 1 bead on the other end. And then I start to attach the beads to the leather over the bracelet flank, going up through in between the last 2 rows of beads, and catching that thread of the last row, and continue on the overlap stitch. That's through that leather, and then up through the last 2 rows. And the thread will come back out and just lay down between 2 beads. And just continue on till the end, making sure that you're catching each spot there between the 2 beads, catching that thread and overlapping it. Once I get to the end, just kind of giving it that last one more stitch just to be secure. To the corner, go back through just to have one more stitch in there, and then I come back up through in between the leather and the beadwork, right in between there, so that when I tie my knot, I can push it down in between there, and then you won't be able to see it. And tie the knot and kind of push it down in between the beadwork and the leather, and then snip it off, and you don't even see it. And that's finishing off one side of the bracelet, all nice and clean. And you can push the beadwork kind of onto the bracelet so it snugs it up, and then you can re-glue the other leather to secure it again. Now let's start finishing the other side of the bracelet. I'm going to go up through the leather right next to your base row that you had started, right where you want the next row to be on the underside, so you could do the overlap. And you'll start again with 2 beads to begin with. And if you want, you can make sure you watch my video on how to do the Loom Weave square stitch. 2 beads, go back through 2, and creating that square. 1 bead, back through 2, do the prior bead and the bead you just added, and just continue on with that square stitch all the way to the end. And that just finishes off, and you overlap that row to the leather right where that row is at, securing it down, and then back through the leather where you want the next row to be. And you're just going to continue that design just like the other side, all the way around to the finish of the bracelet. And when you get to the end, you will do the last row, decreasing the bead to give it the rounded look. And continue with one bead, back through two, all the way to the end, giving that square stitch. And then you'll start to attach the leather to the beads with the overlap stitch. Going through the leather, and it's all finished off. Nice and tight, secure, and looks real good. Like I said, I made several for a customer, and they turned out real nice. And that was how I make a bracelet. Thank you for stopping by, for watching my video. You can email me if you'd like the blanks or the square stitch page, and visit me at my Facebook page, Quin Wha Pa Creations. And thank you. See you next time.